Welcome back, Janet. So you have a question from our audience for Joanne about telephone techniques and voicemails. So what's your question?
My question is, just like I don't want to wear the same outfit for the last 4 years, I like to change, to change things up. Is it important to change your answering machine, the message on your answering machine, so that it doesn't sound stale or hackneyed, or stale is a really good word, or boring? And until I just sat listening to you, I didn't realize how important that may be. That maybe my message needs to be current.
That's an excellent question, Janet. That really is. And it depends on a number of things. Okay? I know people who literally every morning change their voicemail.
Yes,
They put today's date, I'm in the office, and they give the appropriate information. Other people may leave the same voicemail for years, and that can be okay if your voice hasn't changed, if the mission of your business really hasn't changed, if you're simply leaving a simple voicemail. Now, sometimes you just want to, change it for the sake of changing it, and you can do that. Obviously, you might want to change your voicemail every few years anyway, because our voices change a little bit as we age. Okay.
Oh no, that too.
Well, sometimes they'll kind of darken a little bit. There'll be a little bit more color to the voice as you get older. Some people may develop a little wobble in the voice, and I can understand if you don't want to change your voicemail message if that's what you've developed. But sometimes, depending if your voice has changed over time, you might want to change that. You definitely want to change your voicemail if you are out of the office. Okay, if you're going to be out of the office for any length of time, you want to do that. Now, I do know people who don't change their voicemail messages. They just check their voicemail like hawks while they're away.
Yes.
Okay, and that's a strategy that you can certainly use. And some people will use it in sales a lot because, again, people will go to the next provider if they don't think you're around. But if it's if you're in a different department, if you're in HR, or perhaps you're in customer service, or you're at a management level, it's not a bad idea if you're going to be away over a period of time, or you're going to be at an office, or you are going to be away from your desk and you know that there are tons of people calling you. It's a good idea to change your message so that people know, either who to get a hold of instead, or just to know this is when, you can get back to me. It's sort of like getting an out-of-office message on your email.
Yes, I understand that. Do you think it would be a good idea to have other people listen to your voicemail before you carve it in stone? I know that sometimes when I'm home by myself recording my email message, it can sound kind of flat and stilted. I've had some email messages I thought, come on, just get it out, And would it be a good idea to actually go through it several times and maybe have somebody call and give you feedback? Because I know that your voice over the phone is the image that your voice creates is as important in your auditory system as the way you present is in your physical system, your physical reality.
Exactly. And you certainly can use somebody to give you some unbiased feedback when you do that. But you do want to make sure that when you do create the message, always listen back to it. And it may take you, 6, 7, 8 different tries for you to get it the way you want it to be. So you should always check your own feedback. In fact, one of the techniques I use a lot when I train people for telephone work in sales is I love to tape record things. Because when people hear themselves, they think differently from when they haven't heard themselves. So sometimes it can be more important, I find, to listen to yourself.
Yes.
Because sometimes you can be your own worst critic, whereas when you ask someone who is a colleague or a friend or a family member, they're not always as honest with you as you may need them to be.
I see.
So you can, but you have to make sure that you're using somebody you really trust. But even more importantly is to listen to yourself and work on yourself.
Very good advice. I think I will listen to my voicemail message and change it, just because I probably needs just a fresher voice. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Good answer. Very good answer.
Thank you. So remember to change your voicemail and make sure you have a smile when you're doing it, because that always comes across that you have a happy personality.